All right, class, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about Chapter 8, Community Policing and Community Involvement. I have a little bit of expertise in this particular area. I was crime prevention officer for the city of Tupelo for about 5 years. That's all I done was community policing. I was in charge of the programs, getting the officers out in the field, getting them involved, and it was a great time, and I actually had fun. Met a lot of people doing this. So basically, as the statement states, community policing involves everybody, and we as police cannot protect the areas that people live without their help. They actually had to tell us a lot about what's going on. So the community is very important to a great relationship and low crime within a police department's agency. First, we're going to talk about community justice. And community justice is a relatively new and innovative set of ideas about how the goals of the criminal justice system can be achieved. Um, Community justice basically emphasizes that agencies such as the police, the courts, and corrections cannot accomplish the crime control objectives that we want to alone. We must depend on the community's participation to be successful, and we do. I mean, we cannot solve every crime by ourselves. We have to have the public's help when it comes to solving different types of crimes. A lot of times we'll have a crime and absolutely nothing to go on, and the community, they actually see more than we do. If you live in a particular area, then you know what's going on in your area. So therefore, community justice is starting to is similar to community-oriented policing, but we're actually putting more emphasis on the relationships of the public and the police. Then we move on to problem-oriented policing, and problem-oriented policing is as the term suggests, policing that is oriented toward problem solving. Problem-oriented policing involves identifying areas, times of day, specific crimes, individuals, and the like that are particularly troublesome, and then crafting a creative solution to these problems. Similar to what we do with crime scene mapping. We try to figure out where the most crimes are being committed. We try to figure out a location, the specific time of day and a specific type of crime. Then we try to focus in on the individuals who could possibly doing this. So problem-oriented policing is similar to that. Next, we have COP, or community-oriented policing. This has been around for many, many years. It basically states that without the help of the public, we would be kind of lost in certain areas. Police departments depend on the help from the community to be able to solve crimes. So therefore, COP is very, very important. COP is, and we'll get into some of the examples, but COP basically involves getting out, police officers getting out, making contacts, talking to people they normally wouldn't, going door to door, talking to folks in the neighborhood and things of that nature. And that brings us to police and change. Police officers are not accustomed to change. We're creatures of habit. We do not like change. And when COP first came out, well, most of the time our day-to-day operations dealt with dealing with bad people. We hardly ever talked to the good folks. And COP changed that. With COP, we actually had to get out and get citizen contacts. We had to talk to different people within that particular area, and that started changing our perceptions of how policing actually worked. We would, like I said, go door to door, make contacts, and we actually had contact sheets that we had to fill out. and send to the chief's office, and we had to have so many contacts per month. That kind of showed that we were engaging heavily into COP. That's one example of how the COP program worked, was with contacts. Another is organizing neighborhood watch programs. We would actually go into stores, talk with the store owners, and we would create substations. In Tupelo, we had a substation at the mall. We had a substation at one of our high crime areas, actually at two of our high crime areas. And then we put another substation down in a third area. So that was our way of doing a little COP within those particular areas. We also had different types of programs, such as Operation Identify, which is identifying certain products that you have by jotting down the serial numbers and what those are. We done fingerprinting for the kids, much like you see in the picture of a motor officer with kids on their bikes. We would have demos, go out to schools, talk to kids. COP basically changed our entire idea of how we dealt with schools in these particular areas in which we had no contact with people who were not committing crimes. Then we want to expand into Citizens Academy. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, we started exploring different things with Citizens after COP started to evolve. And one of the things that came of that was citizen patrols, people who would actually ride with the police to see how police actually dealt with different situations. And from that, we created a Citizens Academy. And within that Citizens Academy, much like what the book characterizes, we actually had people who went through a small police academy. Now, it's not what you're thinking. They didn't stay at the academy, and they didn't go through the physical aspects of the academy, but they did take classes. They did go through firearms. They went through some defensive tactics. They went through traffic stops, things of that nature, and they seen how we as a police organization have to be trained. It gave them a better insight as to how and why we deal with the citizens in the way that we do. And then we have third-party policing. And third-party policing is not really what you think of. When you think of third-party policing, you think of like security guards and like mall police, things of that nature. That's not what it is. Third-party policing is basically when we have to incite a civil law rather than criminal law. And civil law, basically, we're focusing on places. All right, we're focusing on places of ill repute. We have actually focused on different types of bars that have a lot of illegal activity. We focused on different types of nightclubs, apartment complexes, things of that. And that's basically what third-party policing boils down to. So that kind of gives you a little overview. I'm not going to be as long-winded as I normally have been being with the future chapters. I've noticed I've been getting a little long-winded on certain ones. So I want to kind of cut it short a little bit. If you guys have any questions on anything we've done to date, please don't hesitate to get a hold of me. I will be glad to answer any questions that you might have. I hope you've enjoyed the lectures that I've been giving to you. And again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call. Have a great day.